welcome back to my channel. This is Laura. Today what I'm going to share with you is a much requested recipe for chicken fried steak. I am going to share with you how I make my chicken fried steak. Very seasoned, very tasty, very tender piece of meat. If you want to see how I make my chicken fried steak, just continue watching. And if you are new here, I sure hope you consider hitting that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell, and you will be notified every time I upload a video. If you are a regular here, thank you for spending time with me today. I know you have lots of options and I appreciate you. I will have the recipe listed down below with any items I have used. You can always find it there. Don't forget to go visit us on Facebook and Instagram at Virtual Kitchen with Laura, where I am going to be posting more everyday things that I do in my kitchen. Okay guys, any questions, leave them in the comments. I will get back with you. Let's go ahead and jump on into the video. Okay, I hope this is going to be a good view, guys. I'm changing up the camera situation here a little bit. We are going to start off with some eggs. Just plain eggs. I am going to add some salt. Everything gets seasoned. Everything. The eggs, the flour, the meat. You have to season everything up. And I like to use the same 3 ingredients that I use for the eggs, the flour, and the meat. Of course, you don't want to overdo it because you don't want your seasoned meats too salty. And then just take a whisk, break them up. Okay, this is mixed up nicely. I'm going to move this to the side. Now I'm going to prepare my flour. I use regular all-purpose flour. I like to have more than what I need just in case you ever have to add another piece of meat or something. So I always like to have a little bit extra. Okay, so we have our flour, and of course we're going to season our flour as well. Very important. We're going to add our salt, lots of pepper with that chicken fried steak. And then I put my seasoning. Give it a good mix. And I actually like to taste the flour. I just dip my finger gently just like that. And I taste it. If you can taste your seasoning, remember that's what the breading is going to taste. So if you feel like you need something, go ahead and add it. Okay, now about the beef product. You can go to any local meat market. You can ask for cube steak. They can prepare it for you. I go to my local H-E-B. I'm going to show you here. It's beef cube steak. And this was about $5.78 a pound. It's 4 pieces. And this is what it looks like. It's tenderized already for you. They run it through the machines to tenderize it, so you don't have to do it. And I just like this step. I like to season my meat as well. If you don't season it, well, you're not going to get any flavor in that steak. I like to open up the little ridges in there, get some flavor in there. Okay, we're going to put some salt. Not too heavy, because remember, everything already has seasoning. We season as we go. I'm going to show you the pan that I use for this process. I think it's very important to use a very good cast iron skillet. If you don't have one, you can use a regular skillet. I have always done it on my cast iron skillet, and I love the results. Okay, more seasoning. And then flip it over and repeat. Okay, that pretty much does it. I'm going to clear this off, and I'm going to show you how we dip it into the flour and the egg mixture. Alrighty, here we go. We have our flour, our egg, our meat, and I have a cookie sheet over here with a drying rack or a cooling rack. I like to use that, so after they are finished frying, you put them on there, let any excess grease come off. So you take your steak. I press in the seasoning so that it sticks on there. You're going to press it into your flour mixture. Don't be afraid to get in there with this. Okay, and you shake it off. Okay, we dip it into our egg, poof up our flour over here. Let the excess egg drip off and put it back in and start covering your steak. Don't be afraid to get in there with flour. That's what gives it that nice crust that we like about the chicken fried steak. Okay, and then shake off the excess. If you missed a spot, go back in and put it on your rack. Just like that. If you missed a little spot, just put a little bit on there and you're good. Fluff up your flour one more time. Just makes it easier. Now, if you wanted to make steak fingers, all you would do is cut these into strips and you'll have steak fingers for the kids. Okay, into the egg. Fluff up your flour. Okay, flip it over. Pick it up, let the excess drip off. At the same time, I'm fluffing my flour over here. Okay. Okay, put it on your tray. Next one, fluff up your flour. It just tends to compact itself. That's why I like to fluff it up. A little messy, but it's so worth it. Now you can also freeze these right now if you wanted to. You could dip them, do exactly what I just did to them, and freezer bag them and have them at a later time, and it works perfectly well. Okay, so there we go. I am gonna clean this area up. I'm gonna move y'all over to the stove. Alrighty, here I have my very large cast iron skillet. This is a 12-inch, and this one does come with a lid. Of course, we're not going to use a lid today. I just wanted to mention it to y'all. This is a wonderful, I got this I think at Sam's, or yeah, I think I got it at Sam's. If I can find it, I will link it for y'all. It's wonderful. I have found myself using it so much. Okay, here we have our skillet with oil. I'm gonna use a thermometer. I don't like the heat too high. I like to have the heat normally for frying 350 or above. You wanna start this a little bit lower than 350 because you don't forget, you have the meat inside and you want it to cook all the way through. This still needs a little bit to get, I want it to about 330, 335, and then go up from there. Because if you put it in and this is too hot, just the outside's gonna crust up and brown up, but the inside will not. We really don't want to do that. Okay, this still needs a little bit, so we're gonna let it go just a little bit. And I do have my metal tongs here because we are definitely gonna need them. We are ready to go. Now it just depends on the size of your skillet. I'm gonna put just one in at a time so that you can see exactly how you should be frying these steaks. You do not want to overcrowd them. You see how this is not like bubbling over and just exploding with heat? That's what you want, because it's giving it time for the meat to cook on the inside. If not, you're gonna have crispy brown breading and raw, tough, chewy meat. And who wants that? Okay, you don't want to mess with it too much. Just move it around a little bit. Make sure it's not stuck. And then you'll start to see the color change. I also like to warm up my oven to 250 degrees. I like to keep them in the oven to keep them warm. All right, I think this is ready. It's about 6 minutes per side. It's almost like making fried chicken, like when you're cooking dark meat fried chicken. That's about how you want to cook this, the time wise. So I'm going to give this just about another half minute or so. I'm going to pop it on this tray and start putting them in the oven. So we're going to move on to the next piece. And you see how the oil is just not over bubbling? You know, that's going to ensure that your steak on the inside is getting cooked. Okay, let's go ahead and take this guy out. Got a nice color on it, nice crust. Okay, we're going to put it on our tray. Go ahead and add the second one. And I'm just going to keep going, guys. This is the last steak. I'm going to shut this off. I've got some potatoes over here for some mashed potatoes, some creamy mashed potatoes. And this is going to go into the oven. Okay, it's time for our potatoes. Guys, nothing fancy on the mashed potatoes. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people just make them real simple like this. What I do is I take my butter as soon as I drain the potatoes, and I cover them for just a couple of minutes and let the butter give it a chance to melt. And then I add my pepper and salt to them after it melts. Okay, now that the potatoes had a chance to melt the butter, I like to put in my white pepper. If you like to see the speckling of pepper, regular pepper, go for it. And then I put my milk and my salt. And then I give them a good smashing. And then I add more milk if I need it. And I think that should be good. Right about there. And we're just gonna give this a taste. See how they're not soupy. You don't want them soupy. Okay, I'm just gonna give these a taste. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna move on to the gravy. All right, we're gonna start this recipe off with a little bit of butter. A little bit of olive oil, just a little. Okay, now we're gonna add in our flour to make our roux. Okay, we are going to add a little bit of salt. We'll start off easy. We're gonna hit it with some cracked pepper. I love white gravy with cracked pepper. Delicious. And then, of course, you adjust it however you like it. Get that flour taste out of here. Okay, now it has a little tiny bit of color. That's all I'm looking for. We're gonna add in our liquid. I like to start off with some chicken stock. About a cup of chicken stock, and start whisking it right away as soon as it hits that hot water. And then I'm going to add the creamy milk, whole milk for this. And then just let it come up, start thickening. Okay, and this is thickening up real nicely. You're going to see if you're going to have to add some more milk to this. And down the heat, we're going to give it a taste to see if we need to adjust the salt. Perfect. Okay, we're going to shut this off. This is ready. Nice and creamy. Look at that gravy. Yummy. I can't wait to get to eating this one. Okay, everybody, everything is ready. I just put my little steak. These are hot as can be. My favorite. And then we're just gonna pack on some, move this closer to y'all so y'all can see this hot, hot gravy. Look at that. Yummy. And then I like to put some on my potatoes. Look at that. How delicious is that? And then, of course, if you want to have a second vegetable or a roll, you can. I'm going to go ahead and give this a taste. I'm just going to tell y'all right now, this smells delicious. So let's go ahead and give it this a taste. See, and the meat is cooked all the way through. Delicious. Nice and crunchy. Okay, here we go. Let's take a taste. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. I will have everything linked below, like always, in the description box below. I can almost guarantee that if you try this, you're gonna love it, and so is the family. So give it a try. Come back and let me know what you thought. Okay guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.